You have made it to Series 3. Good job. Now, today we will be discussing teacher registration with the Teaching Council of New Zealand. Overseas teachers are supposed to register with the Teaching Council after your NZQA assessment. Now, the Teaching Council will not allow you to teach in New Zealand legally without a provisional registration. And this is called practicing certificate. And that's the certificate most overseas teachers normally start with. You will need NZQA results, identity document, police check, and your English test document to apply for your Teaching Council practicing certificate. Once your registration is approved or in progress, you can confidently start applying for teaching jobs in New Zealand. We will discuss that next. Now, we will go on our computer and then I will show you how to register with the Teaching Council once you are done with your NZQA. Now we are moving on to how to register online. So you need to type apply for Teaching Council registration on Google. Now search, you have the first option as register to teach. Let's select that. All right, we have the page of Teaching Council of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Now you have to go to my login. Once you go to my login, you have this page. But since we are all now going to register, you go to set up account now. Before you access the teacher portal, My Rawa, you need to confirm your details in Hapori Matatu. This process links your education sector login, which is the ESL, and your Teaching Council login. Once connected, you won't need to do this again and can begin completing your professional task. Click here to view the guide. So you can use this as a guide to help you complete your registration. Yeah. Every information you need about the Teaching Council is here. The tools available to you as a teacher, how to log in your first time, if you're a current teacher, if you're starting to teach, every information you need is here. Yeah. Okay, now let's go on to create an account. Now we go on, because it's your first time starting to teach part 1. You are a new graduate or overseas teacher. Select this option to create your ESL so you can log into My Rawa. You can start here. All right, next one, we have education sector login. If you have your username and password, that's when you can use it. So look on your right, create new account. Okay, that's done. Now we select create account. Okay, this is where you put in your username, your password, every information that is required of you. You put it in here, prove you are human, and then you move on to next. You select create, follow through, and you will be able to set up your account nicely. So let's give this a go. The next stage, you come back to part 2. So you finish with the part 1, you are moving on to part 2. So the part 2, once you've completed part 1, connect your ESL and your Teaching Council account. So now let's start part 2. This is part 2. We are going to connect these two accounts. Now your username and your password or the passphrase, you put it in here and you can log in. In order to teach in New Zealand, you need to register to be a teacher. So now you go to the teachingcouncil.nz website and then you select become a teacher. We have that here, become a teacher. Now when you scroll down, discover how to become a teacher in Aotearoa, New Zealand and make a lasting impact. This section is for teachers who are based in New Zealand. The next one is overseas trained teachers coming to Aotearoa. Now let's select that. Once you select, you have why to teach in New Zealand, and it will give you all the reasons, amazing reasons why you need to come and teach in New Zealand. You would also move on to the requirement to teach in New Zealand, the language competency requirement, register to teach as an overseas teacher, and apply for provisional practicing certificate. Yep. Now let's move on. Now select register to teach as an overseas teacher. Okay, we scroll down and you will have the information you need on the page. When to register, you can apply for registration if you meet the requirements to teach in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Find more information about these pages. You would need to pass your language test in order to teach here. Okay, what will you need for this application? You will need to, first of all, create an account, ESL and MyRawa account. Remember, we created this earlier. You need these two. Then once you are done, you need to have all of these things handy to upload to start your application. Show you are satisfactorily trained to teach through one of the pathways, whether you want to do ECE, early childhood, you want to do primary or secondary. Copies of your qualification and transcript, your teaching IQA report. Remember, that was what you did at the beginning. NZQA, that was the first meeting. Yeah. If you watch the videos, you will find out how to go about that. Now, the next step is language competency. You need to demonstrate your English language competency. And look for your PTE or your IELTS test paper, and then you add it. Third-party checks, obtain overseas police clearance, get your statement or certificate of professional standing from your home country, verify your identity with proof of identity form. Now, the next one, evidence of teaching experience. You need testimonial letters from previous employers. This gives you the chance to talk to your previous employers so they can give you references in order to verify that you are in good standing with your previous employers and you are a great teacher who will actually benefit New Zealand students or country as a whole. Assessment of your teaching practice, your observation, your annual appraisal, everything given to you by your previous school, you will need to add it to boost your credibility as a teacher and to show that you can actually teach and you can perform well in your schools. Supporting documents could be a copy of your CV, gather any further supporting information for your application, and all these copies must be certified. That is what you need in order to proceed. Okay. Now, when you are done, these are the steps to register. All right, we will log in now. MyRawa. Let's see. So you go to my login. You have MyRawa here. Now you want to register as a teacher. Okay. So I want to maintain my practicing certificate. This is it. It opens the online community for you, and now you can go ahead and register. Now you select apply now. This is new online application, and this is where all your documents are needed. So you need to put in your personal details, which will be the first page. You need to put in everything. And then you move on to time spent overseas. You need to explain your employment history, induction materials and documents needed, declaration, endorsements, practicing certificate. You make your payment. Now, before you start, read this information carefully. You need the following: for your personal details, your full name, contact number, email address, and details. So valid New Zealand driver's license if you have any. If you don't, you can use your own driver's license from your country. If you hold any other name, you need an affidavit or a document to explain why your name has changed. The endorsement for teachers who hold a practicing certificate. You need your registration number and a preferred email address. The next one, professional leader endorsement. Provide an endorsement completed by a member of your professional learning network. So you need to find something. If it's your manager or somebody who can actually speak on your behalf or write something to show that indeed, or endorse you to show that indeed you are in good standing, that would be great. So it could be a principal, it could be your ECE leader. Yeah, let's see. The next one, your teaching experience details. So these details include your position in the school, how many years you were employed, is it a permanent, full-time job, or it was part-time or a fixed-term position. Your day-to-day duties, you need to include that as well. If you have any teaching experience in an approved setting outside of the general education sector, you can add it as well. Details of any teaching service completed overseas. Let's say you come from South Africa, but then you went to teach in Zimbabwe, you would have to add on as well. You also need a credit card or debit card in order to make your final payment. Yeah. Some of the things you might also need will be your overseas travel records. You need to have it handy because you would have to put all that in. And also your evidence that you have met the induction and mentoring program requirement. So you will need to include that as well. The last one, uploading supporting document. The document must be in color. It's supposed to be clear, in focus, easy to read. It can be supplied in PDF, PNG, or JPEG format, in English or Tereo Maori. So you choose. How to certify your document. Please note, all documents provided must be certified by an official such as your school principal, teaching council approved referee, a center manager, justice of peace, a solicitor, a notary public, a registrar, or any authority who originally issued the document. Yeah. The person certifying your document must note on every page the wording certified true copy of the original, and clearly identify and include on your document full name, title, signature, address, contact number, official stamp or seal, and certification date. I would entreat you to try and meet the requirements stated here in order for your document to be processed faster. Once you have read through all of this, you click Start Application on the bottom right. You did it. Now you are done registering. Next on your list will be to start registering with different education agencies in New Zealand. I will make a video on that so that you can have a lot of information about the different education agencies in New Zealand. Typically, they would have a session with you to discuss your years of experience, your expertise, and the area you would want to live or work at. This helps them to guide the job selection and then also to pair you up with the right school. You do not want to waste time with this, and it helps the agency as well to provide your CVs to the relevant schools ahead of time. In New Zealand, the school year starts from January and ends in December. People normally ask, is there a right time to come to New Zealand to teach? The job offers are opened all year round. This is the right time. Anytime you feel you would want to come to New Zealand and work as a teacher is the right time. Make the move now. Register with the agencies. They will be your arm and legs and they will get the job done for you. Once you are done with this, look at relevant documents you need to bring to New Zealand. Number one on your list should be your passport. If you are coming with a spouse or with children, take the time to look at the passport and check that it's at least got 6 months validity on it. If it's about to expire, it will be great if you could go and renew it whilst you are waiting. Remember, the teaching council will take about 6 to 12 weeks to process your teaching practice certificate. You can find the nearest embassy, or if you're in another country, embassy, to go and renew your passport. If you're in your home country, you can go and renew your passport. Now, last on the list is to find a job for your spouse if you are coming with one. It will be great if your spouse can also have a job immediately you get into the country. I have done a video on looking for jobs which are non-teaching related. I think this is ideal, and it helps your spouse to quickly integrate into the New Zealand culture. New Zealand is fun. It's got a lot of family-oriented programs to support your family when you come in. I am having a good time, and I hope when you come here as well, you'll be settled and ready to teach in your school. Have a great time registering as a teacher. If you need any support, send an email or book an appointment. Thank you.